Hello everyone, thank you so much for clicking on today's video and welcome to my channel. Today's story is a whole bunch of red flags. OP reaches out to Reddit because her partner asked her to wear an inappropriate sweater to a Christmas party. She ended up not wearing it and that's put a strain on their relationship. Now, ugly Christmas sweaters are kind of a tradition and some of them can be really sweet and cute, but this one definitely was not one of them. I do think that OP made the right choice here, and stay tuned for the update to find out what happens. I do hope that you enjoy this story. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. And before we move on to the story, I just wanted to take a second and thank all of my subscribers. Thank you so much, you guys are so wonderful. For those that are new, if you do like my content and would like to support me, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and on to the story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to wear an ugly sweater to Christmas dinner with my boyfriend, despite it being a quote-unquote family tradition? My boyfriend and I have been dating for a few months, and he invited me to meet his family for the first time for Christmas dinner. According to him, it's his brother's, he has 3, family tradition to make new partners wear an ugly Christmas sweater to their choosing as a quote-unquote rite of passage, his words, for entering the family. At first, I thought the concept was cute. I had imagined things like Santa getting stuck in a chimney, lights, bells, etc. But when they mailed me the sweater, my jaw dropped. It was probably the most vulgar Christmas sweater I've seen. Without getting into it, let's just say that Santa was making gestures and participating in an act that was not okay for children to see. I personally thought that it was gross, and it was bad enough that if someone at work saw me wear it, I'd definitely get into trouble. I told my boyfriend that in no way would I wear this, but he said that I was being a wet blanket and unsupportive of his family tradition. I said that I'd wear any other sweater and would even pay for one myself, but he just called me a spoiled sport. I do love my boyfriend, so I actually considered wearing it and asking people to not take photos as a compromise. But the day of the party, I decided to not wear it last minute. I had to drive separately from work, so my boyfriend didn't know about this prior. When his brother opened the door, he eyed me up and down, and I could tell that he wasn't happy that I didn't wear the sweater. My boyfriend was really pissed when he saw me, and we argued in the guest room for a little bit. His brother teased me for being uptight, and I could tell that the jokes embarrassed my boyfriend. I ended up leaving the party early without my boyfriend, and we've been fighting over text since. Now I'm thinking that I was the a-hole for taking the joke too seriously. The overwhelming verdict was not the a-hole. One Redditor said, "Not the a-hole." I honestly thought that by the title it was one of those cheesy, ugly sweaters, but it seems like it wasn't that. It also seems like they want to turn you into the butt of the joke for the evening. Also, I'm guessing that none of the males wore those ugly Christmas sweaters either. Another Redditor said, "I thought from the title that it was an ugly Christmas sweater party where everyone wears ugly Christmas sweaters for fun. Making one person wear an ugly sweater, and an inappropriate one at that, to haze them is at best childish. Personally, it sounds like bullying. Not the a-hole, and you should seriously reconsider this whole relationship. These do not sound like good people. Aside from the fact that your boyfriend was tragically born without a spine, these are the people that are the potential grandparents, aunts, and uncles of your children." Another Redditor said, "Honestly, if a family has a habit of hazing new partners, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to set proper expectations immediately and not play along. Starting out with them in a compliant, don't rock the boat attitude is just kicking the can down the road. If they're testing your threshold for compliance or worse things, the non-compliance is the key. If they're just mean people who are more concerned with their own hilarity than they are with making a guest feel welcome, then again, you're telling them right up front to leave you out of it. Not the a-hole. And depending on your boyfriend's willingness to protect you now, in the beginning, when you're still in the honeymoon phase and everyone is on their best behavior, really take a long, hard look at this family's dynamics. With the expectation that the first year or two are when everyone's putting their best foot forward, the inference here is that it's all downhill from here. You're really looking down the road and seeing a good outcome here? Another Redditor said, I'd consider breaking up with him for so many reasons. The primary one, they are peer pressuring you into wearing an not safe for work sweater for their own kicks, at the expense of your own self-respect, and your boyfriend is trying to blame you. You can do better and should do better. There are plenty of other guys out there who treat their partners with respect and value their feelings. Not the a-hole. Another Redditor said, not the a-hole. You've been dating for a few months. I'm willing to bet anything this isn't a tradition, but some joke the brothers were making. Kinda beyond red flag here. I would ask his mother about this tradition and show her the sweater you were told to wear. I don't think that there's an answer here you're going to like. If she knew, these are the kind of jokes they will make at any future event with your family, and you will need to smile and laugh at that sweater in front of your family. Not that actual sweater, but jokes of that kind at important events like meeting his family was. If she didn't know, then you were the joke, not the sweater. The whole event was designed to be at your expense. Your quote-unquote boyfriend was willing to ruin his family Christmas to make you look like a fool. Does he have a habit of making you a little uncomfortable? Even if it's just quote-unquote silly stuff like this, that it's hard to tell why the joke is so funny. A few months seems like a real short time to bother with someone like this. I really appreciate everyone who took the time to message me. After reading your comments, I really thought long and hard about my boyfriend's family and whether or not I wanted to be with a partner who wouldn't respect my boundaries. We got in one final fight when he nagged me to apologize to his brother separately. I told him that if he wore the sweater they bought me to our friend's miss party, which has about 15 to 20 attendees, then I'd apologize. He immediately freaked out and said no, and tried to argue that they wouldn't understand because it's not their tradition. I explained that it had nothing to do with quote-unquote tradition, but rather with my personal comfort level and whether or not the sweater was an appropriate article of clothing. I asked him why he felt uncomfortable wearing the sweater in front of friends, and he refused to answer. He froze up, and that's when I realized that it wasn't going to work out. He knew that it was inappropriate, and he himself refused to wear it in public, yet he was too stubborn to apologize and be on my side. I told him that it wasn't going to work out, so I guess I'm going into the new year single as a Pringle. A few friends found out about the breakup already, and this might have made me an a-hole now, but I sent them the photo of the sweater and explained what happened. I'm also glad to know that even people in real life were grossed out. I don't know what will happen with his friendships with those people, but it's none of my business at this point. Thanks guys, and happy holidays. So guys, what did you think about this? Did I not say that OP's boyfriend's family was a huge red flag? I am so glad that she chose to leave him and get out of that relationship. I really don't know if this was quote-unquote tradition, or if, as one of the Redditors pointed out, she was the actual butt of the joke. That would have been so bad. In any case, putting her in a situation where she feels uncomfortable is peer pressure and it is bullying, and I'm so glad that she decided to stand up for herself and do what she felt was right. I understand that there are some people out there who might find this funny and hilarious and are totally okay with it, but it seems here that OP's not, and the boyfriend at the very least should respect that. To me, the sweater is not the actual thing that's the problem. It's the fact that the boyfriend's family was not willing to understand where OP was coming from. OP set boundaries, and they were not okay with those boundaries, and I think that that's personally wrong. Anyways, what did you guys think about this? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you did like this, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a thumbs up. And please subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories from Reddit with updates.